I don't know why I do that. I feel like I need an entrance of some kind. Probably not. Anyway, welcome back to the Data Protection Diaries. In today's video, we are going to be talking about something that I used to talk about quite a lot, and then it kind of got a bit lost, and now I feel like it's kind of relevant again. So we're gonna come back to it, and that is just getting back to basics and why it's important to just keep things simple when you're starting out. As always, if you find these videos useful, interesting, informative, please do like, comment down below if you've got any questions, share, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also there's a little notification bell, and if you hit that, then it will tell you when new videos get uploaded to the channel. Currently we're doing, I think, maybe one a week. If it's useful, let us know, and obviously we can do more, but for now we'll stick with what we're doing. But let's get on with what we want to talk about anyway. So today I really want to talk about just getting back to basics. It's something that I used to cover off quite a lot when the GDPR first came out and people really started to take an interest in the regulation. And what happened was people were getting the regulation, they were consuming the articles and the recitals, and they were trying to understand it all, and they were creating large, complex gap analysis templates, and then they were trying to map all of these different things and all the 99 articles and God knows what else to their business. And inevitably what happened is, for a lot of organizations, they just went, don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't get how this is going to be of any benefit to us at all. So actually, rather than trying to work it out, we're just going to stop. We're going to run away from it. We're going to park it over here, and we're going to put it in a box. And it caused a lot of organizations and a lot of companies to just put their privacy programs on hold and to go off and do other things. I think I kind of took the approach that, because it's been a couple of years since the regulation's been into force, that actually everybody's got it now, everybody's in place, and people are pretty comfortable with what they've got to do and what's important. And that's just not really the case. So today what I really want to talk about is making sure that for people that are coming to the regulation afresh, or people that organizations, startups, new businesses, new tech providers, apps, web apps, all these different things that are potentially looking at the regulation for the first time, is to say to you and to say to businesses that have, are operating and have been operating for a long time and have suddenly decided that this is on their risk register, this is on their radar. Stop trying to do everything straight away. But you're not going to do it. It's impossible. There is so much within the regulation that requires loops back within the business. It requires policies, it requires procedures, it requires controls, it requires deeper understanding, it requires cultural change, that you just can't be GDPR compliant, and you just can't do it quickly. My advice is really get back to basics. Look at the industry, look at the sector that your organization is in, and then start to work out what the biggest risks are to your business. So if you're a marketing agency, your biggest risk is that you are using data that you don't have the correct permissions for, that you're not collecting it in the right way, and you're not utilizing it. If you're a data tech company, if you're a med tech company and you're collecting information and sharing it with other parties, your biggest risk is making sure that the individuals whose information you've got knows how their information is being used. Are you being transparent? Have you got data sharing agreements in place? A services provider like we are, then potentially your biggest risk is actually your client information. How are you getting it? What are you doing with it? How do you document it? Start looking at your business, work out what's important, and then get back to basics. So go back to the beginning and deal with the risks that are important to your business, and deal with the things out of the regulation that are important to your business. Is it defining what your lawful basis is as a business? Is it ensuring that you've got appropriate consents in place? Do you understand what appropriate consent means? Are you trying to use that as a lawful basis within a school when you should be using something else? All of these sorts of things are the first place to go back and tackle, and the first place to go back and challenge. And you can do that through a gap analysis, either by taking a template from the ICO's website, and that will give you an idea of what's going on, or you can go out to somebody and you can have somebody come in and do that for you, somebody like iStore. It doesn't matter. But having that information and understanding those pain points is so important before you start trying to complete everything all in one go. I really want to point out that I think we've got lost lately. Certainly when I've been out talking to potential clients, talking to customers, and talking to other people in the space, so talking to the other privacy pros that we talk to, is don't just focus on the GDPR. Like, a huge amount of this stuff is just good general best practice. Like, it's sensible stuff that can help keep not just your customers and individuals' information safe, but it can keep your business safe. So don't look at everything from a GDPR perspective, or a security perspective, or a records management perspective. Look at stuff as best practice. So when you're reviewing, when you're looking at the risks within your business, don't pigeonhole things, don't silo things. Look at things with a much broader scope. Look at things from a wider information governance and best practice perspective, and you'll find that you're actually going to get a lot more benefit out of the work that you're doing. So you may be looking at less stuff, you may be looking at less controls, but actually you're getting business-wide benefit from doing those things, rather than trying to pigeonhole, rather than trying to focus really in-depth on specific pieces, or just trying to shoehorn the regulation into your business. I'm not saying that this is the be-all and end-all. I'm not saying this is the only way to do things. There's a wealth of different ways to do things. But for me, I think we're getting to the point with Brexit, with the Schrems 2 case, with the lack of enforcement from the ICO, and just a general lot of media concern around information that's being used and how it's being processed, that businesses are potentially getting scared away from doing anything because they think they have to do everything rather than just focusing on the things that are important. And for me, that's, I think, where we really need to be at the minute. You need to be looking at what's important, understanding what those risks are, and fixing those things first. Once you've done that, you can look to improve, you can look to change, you can look to get better and create better, more structured frameworks. But let's just get back to basics. Let's just get back to finding the things that matter and starting there. As always, I feel like I've probably rambled on a little bit. Maybe it's not long enough for this kind of video. If you found it interesting, if you found it useful, please do give us a like, thumbs up, share, subscribe to the channel, and obviously we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye.